Hey, what's going on? Today I'm going to be showing you how to improve your posture and how to fix your pelvic tilt in just a few minutes. Now, before you click away because you think this video will be boring, I promise you I'm going to keep it fun and engaging, and it won't take that long. Improving your posture and fixing your pelvic tilt will improve daily life more than you realize. The amount of people that I see that walk through the gym with an anterior or posterior pelvic tilt, and they don't even realize how easy it is to fix it. Most people think it'll take months of stretching and mobility work to fix this, but in reality, you can fix it in just a few minutes. So let's break it down. First things first, you have to understand that there are two types of pelvic tilts, and both will negatively impact your posture and cause chronic pain. The first type is what we call anterior pelvic tilt. All right, so you can see this, we kind of call this the Donald Duck position, right? So my butt is sticking back, my back is arched, and you can see my stomach is forward. Oftentimes people think, oh, I want to work on my glutes, so I got to stick my butt back, but really they're damaging their posture and they're causing a lot of chronic pain and not involving the glutes or growing their glutes anymore. The second type is what's called a posterior pelvic tilt. This is where people's pelvis tilts forward, kind of like a dog sticking their tail in between their legs. They kind of get these hunched shoulders. Their core is often really, really tight and weak. And as you can imagine, this is gonna cause a lot of chronic upper back pain and neck pain. One quick note is that having a slight anterior tilt is completely normal and okay. When we're talking about a bad posture position, we're talking about a vast overarch down here, sticking the stomach out. So what's happening is you have tight hamstrings, and as those hamstrings shorten, right, they're getting into a shorter position, that's causing the butt to come forward. You also have weak abs, okay? So your abs are not able to support yourself upright. So as you can see, these posture issues are kind of complicated. And although you're trying to strengthen yourself, you're trying to stretch, you're just not able to get it right. So we're gonna break it down how to fix it right now. So first, we will work on fixing the anterior pelvic tilt. There's gonna be 3 moves that I want you to practice that are ultimately gonna help you control your lower back and strengthen those hips and glutes. So first, what you'll wanna do is bring yourself all the way down to the floor. We're gonna work on controlling and activating your lower back. You wanna bring those knees into your chest and just relax here. You notice the more I bring my knees into my chest, my tailbone and my butt come off the ground. If I pull enough, even my lower back comes off the ground. This is the position we want to get into. So if you want, you can bring that head down, you can keep the head up, whatever is comfortable for you. But from here, you want to get in this comfortable position, maybe take 10 seconds to relax, and you're going to try to straighten your back, pushing it against the ground, and then release. Strengthen and straighten your back, and release. And what you're telling your body here is how to activate your lower back. Those hips are tight, and so as I pull it in, it's pulling my butt off the ground. Activate, strengthen, and release. And you wanna do about 3 sets of 10. So do 10 reps, you'll come down, you'll relax. If your hips and back are really tight, then this might have even been painful. You can start here from an easier position. Head on the ground, and what you wanna do is push your lower back into the ground and then release. If you're really tight, you'll find that you have an arch in your back from this position. You wanna push that lower back into the ground and release. And you're activating those same muscles. You're telling your core and your lower back how to actually activate and work together. Glute bridges are known to strengthen the glutes, which can help improve posture. But something that most people forget is that back activation that we just talked about. So what you wanna do before you do your glute bridge, right? A lot of times we're tight, we've got this tight lower back, and then we're arching up. And what we're doing is we're causing more chronic pain and tightness in that lower back. Okay, so before I do that glute bridge, I'm bracing my core, right? That move we just practiced. I'm pushing my lower back into the ground. My core is now activated. You wanna take those hands, press them into the ground, and then I'm doing my glute bridge. So rather than working my lower back, I'm actually strengthening my glutes in a position that gets them stronger over time and is gonna help prevent that lower back pain. So when doing this movement, remember bracing your core, pushing your lower back into the ground. You're gonna come up, you're gonna hold for 2 full seconds and then release. You'll wanna do 3 sets of 12. So do 12 reps, hold 2 seconds, Rest for about 30, 40 seconds, and then do it again. Now the third movement is a hip flexor stretch. And everyone knows this basic lunge position where you push your hips forward and you try to feel a stretch here. But oftentimes we don't feel it, or it doesn't really seem to activate and stretch the hip flexor like we want. So I'm gonna show you a trick on how you can get full activation and stretch in this hip flexor that will actually be effective and improve your situation. I do recommend grabbing some sort of pad, whether it be a towel, a yoga mat, and you wanna put that under your knee, so you can see here. And then from here, this is where it's really important that you pay attention, okay? So I'm in this lunge position, but rather than just shifting my weight forward, I'm squeezing my glute back here, okay? So I'm squeezing this glute, I'm activating my leg. From here, what you'll wanna do, bring your posture all the way up. You're gonna turn away from that hip, and I'm gonna take that hand and bring it up over my head. Without hardly shifting forward, I'm feeling a huge stretch through that hip flexor. And so you can see on the other side, I'm in this lunge position. Okay, so I bring my posture up, squeeze that glute as hard as you can. I'm fully activated right here. And then from here, I'm turning away from the knee that's on the ground, and I'm bringing that hand overhead. Before I even lean forward, I'm already feeling a huge stretch through my hip flexor. Boom. Now you've successfully activated and stretched that hip flexor in a way that's gonna improve your situation, improve your posture, and fix that anterior tilt. Now let's work on fixing that posterior tilt. Here's what you're gonna do. Step one is you're gonna practice cat-cow position. So you'll get on all fours, make sure that your hand is beneath that shoulder. And then from here, you're starting with a straight back, and then I'm arching my back as much as I can, rounding the shoulders, and then I'm going back to that straight back. When you arch your back, you wanna try to look your eyes up, forward and up just a little bit. You'll wanna do 3 sets of 10 here. Next, we're gonna be working on strengthening the hip flexor. You'll bring one knee into your chest, and then you're letting that leg fall down to the ground. You control it on the way down. So bring it in, and then I'm controlling that leg as it goes down. You'll wanna do 3 sets of 10 on each leg, going very, very slow. Those hip flexors, they're very, very small muscles. They don't need a lot of activation to get going. And the third step is back extensions. And this step is crucial. You can do this from home by doing Superman exercises, or if you have access to a gym, you can use the hyperextension. Both are different forms of a back extension, and following these steps will be crucial, like I said, for making sure that you actually strengthen your back and you fix the problem. The number one problem I see is way too much arching and people flopping up and down like they're a fish. Ultimately, this is gonna cause more back pain, and you're not gonna get any stronger from doing this. When doing any form of a back extension, you don't need a huge range of motion. We need back activation, and we need control. This is a posture exercise, not a strength training exercise. So, when doing the back extension from the ground, I like to put my feet together. This is gonna allow my lower body to have a little bit more control than when they're loose, and I'm kind of just flopping all around here. Bring those feet together. I also like to have my hands together. This is all about control and having your brain mentally engaged. From here, you can start with just a very small activation. What we're looking for is activating the posterior chain, your entire backside. Now, if you're in a lot of chronic pain and really have a weak back, you'll want to start with slow, controlled movements and work your way up to a little bit more range of motion and longer holds, like this. I cannot stress this enough. Form when doing a back extension is the number one thing you need to do to improve your posture and to get stronger. If you don't have good form, make it easier on yourself so that you can practice control. This is key to fixing those posture issues. When doing the back extension, you'll want to do 3 sets of 12 reps. Remember, control is key. That is the main focus here. So 3 sets of 12 reps with really, really good control. You can take about 60 seconds rest between these exercises. And remember, consistency is key. If you go back to sitting like a question mark every single day, these movements are gonna mean nothing. You have to be consistent. You have to remember to do these exercises regularly, as well as mentally think about improving your posture when you're sitting in a chair, whether you're on a plane, you're at a desk chair, you're driving in the car. Think about bringing those shoulders up, bringing that chin up, and sitting with confidence. If you found this helpful, then click this video on screen to see some of my favorite mobility stretches that I like to do on a daily basis to make sure I'm energized and feeling good. Peace out, and I'll see you next time.